Hi, EDCI 706FZ, the Fayetteville crew. Dr. Palermo with your week 10 video message, and it's about chapter 10 in Hall and Horde, Communication and Change. I can't find it on my shelf now, but a few years back, a book circulating in Wake County was called The Influencer, talking about how leaders can influence change and the communication involved in influencing change. Maybe you've read that. Maybe some of the stuff from chapter 10 in Hall and Horde will resonate with you. Hall and Horde talk about the diffusion method. The diffusion method. Imagine putting a drop of oil in water and watching the way those drops break up and diffuse in the water. That's an analogy for the way communication can work in schools. A diffusion perspective. Usually, again, we send trainers to the main office. They come back to the schools and diffuse the message to the teachers, and that's supposed to get it to the classrooms and change teaching and learning. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. What other methods? We've talked about the westward expansion and Schlechty's settler metaphor for the spread of a message. Change happens, according to Hall and Horde, on physical highways. Did that on 235 with the map of Indiana and the interstates surprise you at all? Sometimes ideas are spread, communicated, change happens along physical highways, much like the westward expansion. Sometimes it happens in other ways, and charting those changes is your challenge with sociograms this week. But what else before I come back to that? Do you remember the Jacks and the Jills? Who are the Jacks and the Jills in your school? Who are the mavens? Who are the hubs? Who are the people that folks go to in order to get their opinions about certain change efforts? Where are the social networks? Is it through athletics? Who eats lunch together each day? Where do folks sit when they come to the faculty meeting? And who are they communicating with at those faculty meetings? You got a prompt a few weeks back to look ahead and think about a sociogram. So I hope this isn't hitting you out of left field, but you are to do a little bit of research here and to create a diagram, a sociogram, showing the communication patterns between some or all of the members of your school. I would suggest that you look to see PLC action or grade level or subject area, perhaps, who's sitting together and who's communicating with one another. But chart that and then comment, please. I'm curious to see what you'll load in the discussion board prompt about the way you see change happening visually in communication at your school. So that's the purpose of that. You can be change facilitators and help to diffuse that message. That's the whole point of the influencer. And that is, again, the big idea for this week. Your other big idea is that you need to write. The PLCPA is due now. I see one of them in my inbox on Tuesday morning. And then the FCEP is due a week from now. That is early in November, and November 5th, I think. So I'll be looking for your formative work, the PLCP and the FCEP, and giving you feedback on those. Just as soon as you do get the feedback back, please do make revisions and load those up into task stream so that we can keep that evaluation process rolling. Thank you. Write or call me if you have questions. Text always works too. Chapter 10, Hall and Horde, Communication and Innovation. It's kind of interesting, and show the rest of us some sociograms of some of the communication in your school. Thanks. Have some fun with it. Write if you're having any questions or problems.